Good evening. Welcome back to the Sandbox Love Podcast. Let's talk ball. New faces of the association or the NBA. I'm hearing NBA pundits talk about this all year. They've been talking about it last year too. Where's the NBA going to transition to when LeBron, Kevin Durant, and Steph Curry retire? It's a very good question. Every other day they're talking about this person wants to be the face of the NBA. This person doesn't want to be the face of the NBA. At the end of the day, guys, it's going to be a collective. There's going to be 8 to 9 players that are going to be the face of the NBA, and depending on what happens off the court as well as on the court, those faces and names could change every day. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I don't know. I know a couple of players that have to be on the list regardless of what's going on. And we can discuss further now on those players that deserve to be on the list and the new faces in the NBA and guys that actually may want that title, right? At the end of the day, everybody's throwing Anthony Edwards out there, is well deserving. He does resemble a Michael Jordan type of game, you know. Um, but Anthony Edwards for sure. He has charisma, he has personality. So, I get where all the conversation is coming from in regards to, Anthony Edwards being the face of the NBA or future face of the NBA, which I totally agree. Another 2 players who are on the same team that should be on that list as well is Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown. I think both of those guys, need to be on the list just because they've been first team All NBA the past 2 seasons. The last 4 seasons, the Boston Celtics have made deep playoff runs, and last year them winning the NBA championship. So both of those gentlemen definitely need to be on the list. You know, just like Jayson Tatum said, I check all the boxes, and I think Jaylen Brown does too. All that off the court politics aside, and him not being on the USA team, which he should have been on the team. I think Jaylen Brown definitely deserves to be on that list too. He is a future face in the NBA, and it might not be in Boston, to be honest with you, especially if Boston wins another chip. I can see them breaking up a little sooner than people would suspect, but Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown should be on that list. Another player that should be on the list, of course, is the Joker, Nikola. For the Denver Nuggets, he definitely should be on the list. He is the best player in the NBA currently right now. If you want to look at statistics, eye test, analytics, I don't care. Look at all 3 of those metrics. Nikola is the best player in the NBA, and he's definitely on the list. Giannis is another player I would definitely put on that list. He's a 2-time MVP. He's already won a chip. Nikola as well has already won a championship. So, Giannis is another player that, that's already on the list. I believe he may be under 30 or just 31, 32, maybe, possibly. But, yeah, Giannis is definitely deserving to be on that list. And he is the NBA right now. He is, one of the faces of the NBA. Another person I would say, shout out to, my Canadian brethren. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander should definitely be on that list. Other than me butchering his name just now, he's been on top of his game for the last 2 seasons. I think he's close to averaging 30 points a game. His team is again number 1 in the Western Conference. Shai is definitely the future of the NBA, and he's right now for the NBA, to be honest with you. He's been leading OKC for the last 2 years as the number 1 guy, and Shai to me will win MVP this year. But again, too, this is just one man's opinion, right? So, I got Shai winning, and it's still Shai for MVP campaign over here. You know what I mean? But he's definitely on that list for sure. Another player that recently just got traded from Dallas to the Lakers is Luka Dončić. Come on, man, Luka the Don. He has to be on that list regardless of what's going on. He's already made an NBA final last year as a number 1 leading his team. So, He has that going for him, and I think he's been All NBA the last 4 or 5 seasons, right? Please somebody check that in the comments and let me know. But I think he's been first team All NBA for the last 4 or 5 years. So Luka definitely is going to be on any type of best NBA player list, right? And is there somebody I'm leaving out? Oh, John Morant. Okay, guys, let's argue. I'm ready for an argument, man. A lot of people will say that Ja doesn't deserve to be on the list, and I'm gonna say that he does. Look at his numbers. He's still averaging above 25 points a game. He's still close to eight assists a game, maybe hovering around 7 point whatever. Memphis is now tied for second in the Western Conference, and anytime Ja has been in the lineup, Memphis has been a top-rated team in the Western Conference and throughout the NBA. So I'm gonna throw Ja back in the mix. He's done very well off the court in regards to handling certain situations that he was in, and man, he's big ticket. He's box office, man. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Ja might be the only person that other people might have issues with, and I know other people will put maybe a guy like Anthony Davis on that list, or a guy like Brunson on that list from the Knicks, or Karl Anthony Towns. Like, I wouldn't be mad at any of those lists or any of those players. If you wanted to put Trey on your list, I wouldn't be mad at that either. But the face of the NBA moving forward is going to be 8 to 10 players, in my opinion, right? And they can change, daily, right? Just depending on what your flavor is and what you like. You know what I'm saying? But I think the guys that I named in this segment are the core main 6 to 8 guys, that are still doing it, still putting up the numbers, still impacting the game, still playing with a flair. They have different styles to their game, and yeah, I think those are the next faces of the association, in my opinion. But let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, share the channel to your friends. Peace.